and welcome back to a brand new vlog. If this is your first time joining me, then welcome. I am Lucy and I'm currently on a weight loss journey to lose 2 stone this year specifically. This is not my first rodeo. I've been on this journey on and off for quite some time. But this specific part of my weight loss journey began in June of 2023. For the first 6 months of 2024, I want to dedicate a 1 stone weight loss. And then to the second half of the year, I'm going to dedicate the 2nd stone of my intended weight loss for this year. So ideally, I would like to be sitting in the 12 stone range, as close to that as possible, by the 28th of December 2024. And this will be in honour of my very first vlog. And this is my son, who doesn't like cameras, but he does like to strike a pose sometimes when the camera is out. This weight loss journey first became very important to me after some diagnosis of health issues and conditions that run in my family, not me specifically, but I definitely had kind of a crisis moment that, you know, how easily my weight could contribute to having any kind of health issue, and I want to avoid that as much as possible. For the sake of my children, I don't want to have something happen to me and be in hospital, be away from my kids. That's so really this weight loss journey is for them more than it is for me. Haba. I love a pattern, honey. Awesome. Thanks, buddy. So I wanted to begin this vlog by discussing it's funny, but it's not funny. I understand that fat issues are definitely a thing, but the story that I want to tell specifically is one that's not too serious, but it's definitely something that I never even realized was a thing until recently. So back in July of 2020, out of nowhere, I began to experience what felt like to me as a swelling in my throat. I didn't have any issues breathing. I didn't have any issues swallowing. But obviously I was concerned. I was terrified. I was terrified that it was something very insidious. And I obviously this was during a very difficult time anyway because of COVID. So I wasn't able to see a doctor in person at the time that this began happening to me. I didn't know what was going on. I thought initially that it was going to be something like a sore throat, but I looked in my throat and I wasn't having any other symptoms other than this. And I managed to get a doctor's appointment, explain to them what was going on. Obviously, this was a telephone appointment because nobody was allowed to go into surgeries unless it was an absolute must. And like I said, I didn't have any symptoms that would require me to be actually seen. This lump feeling wasn't actually, you know, appearing on my neck. I wasn't able to feel it or see anything that was abnormal. What are you doing, handsome?
Just messing.
Just messing around as usual. So yeah, I had this appointment and then they referred me to a specialist. Oh my God, a specialist. But the appointment, which I don't know how I missed it, but I did, was supposed to be via video link. And one of the first things that came up during my impromptu appointment, because they actually ended up calling me and I felt really bad about it. I did. I don't know how I managed to forget it, but I did. You know, human error. It definitely wasn't a deliberate act, because this was still going on a couple of months later, where I was experiencing this tightness around my throat. And one of the first things that I was asked about was my weight. Now, at the time, I was probably close to 20 stone. Abba, can we not, please? Thank you. Yeah, I was close to 20 stone, if not exceeding that at the time. I was putting on weight. Everybody was staying indoors. It was a weird time to be alive, let's say that much. But yeah, the issue of my weight came up. And so he was like, I understand that you are at your previous weigh-in at your local doctor's surgery, you were X weight. And I'm like, yeah, it's probably a little bit more than that right now. I didn't have a scale at the time, and it's probably a good thing. But yeah, and he's like, that could be a factor in what you're experiencing. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, you might want to lose some weight for obviously health reasons and see if that helps. So it might have taken me some time to bring my weight down, a significant amount. But guess what I still experience? Yeah, that lump feeling in my throat, and it's not all the time, and it does actually have a name. The medical name for it is globus phalanges, and from what I understand, it's a half psychological I guess condition. It's not an illness in any way. I'm not sick, but I do understand that it is mostly psychological, this horrible tightness in my throat. But you know, something as, I don't want to call it minor because it affects me every day, but in the grand scheme of things, I would say that it is minor. It's not like I suddenly, you know, it's not like I had cancer or something exceedingly bad, but it made me realize, and something that I never really thought about before until recently, is actually how bad that could have turned out if it had turned out to be something more insidious. And just the fact that my weight was brought up as a potential cause, knowing what I know now, really doesn't sit well with me. I didn't know that there was a name for it. But I would say that was definitely a little bit of a fat phobic kind of treatment of somebody who is seeking help. That was nearly 4 years ago, almost getting very close to the day. And whilst I am grateful that it's not something else, obviously, I definitely understand why people get so testy when doctors automatically jump to some, when they go to a doctor and say, I've got, these kind of symptoms, and then the doctor says, lose weight. I don't think that is, where you should automatically jump to, because what is going on with me is psychological. And whilst it's not something worse, for somebody else it could have been. Welcome back. It is the following day and I really wanted to make a start on this vlog because I'm not entirely sure how busy the day is going to be. But Jagger has his Specsavers appointment today, so we're going to be doing that. I'm going to be picking him up just a little bit early from school, and then we'll be going along and having his eyesight checked. I got a letter from them yesterday saying that Regina is also due an appointment, so I made one for her too. Whilst I was at it, honestly, we are going to be in there so much in the next few weeks. It's kind of silly, but yeah, hopefully they don't find anything wrong with Jagger's eyesight. That would be awesome. But if they do, then obviously he's going to be in the right place. And yeah, we'll fingers crossed that that goes well. I'm probably going to be doing some shopping because I want to get some salad. I've only got one in the fridge just now. I'm very sorry if I look a bit washed out. I've literally only got foundation on. So I look a bit ghostly. So yeah, I'm gonna quickly go and fix out the rest of my makeup because time is running short already. And I'm gonna go and get to that. Face is finally on. I mean, maybe. Yeah, it's something. And now I'm going to make a start on getting Jagger dressed and sorting out his bag because he takes a snack and bottled water to school. And it's already nearly 8:25, so I need to get cracking. Kids are finally at school, but I am feeling just a little bit stressed. Mostly because I got a text message from Regina saying that she's upset and she doesn't want to be there. I called her school yesterday to let them know that she was feeling this way. She was feeling particularly anxious about Friday for whatever reason. Some of the other kids in her class are going away on some trip today, but Regina decided that she didn't want to participate in it, and now she's the only one that's left behind with the other kids who also aren't going in the class. And the whole thing is stressing me out. I mean, I'm laughing about it because sometimes that's the only thing I can do, and it's something that I tend to do a lot when I'm stressed, particularly about just silly things like this. To say that my anxiety is feeling quite heightened today is a little bit of an understatement. How do I know that it's really bad? I have no appetite. And yeah, that's like one of the only times that happens. So I'm just probably going to spend some time trying to take my mind off of everything until they get back to me. Regina's not texted me back or anything, so maybe they're in the process of dealing with it. I'm gonna do some drawing and listen to what I hope is going to be the last of my Audible book, The Playground by Aaron Beauregard, which we'll go into later. I'm not talking about it now. So we're currently waiting on Jagger being called in for his eye appointment, but on the way here he was asking for BKs and acting like this is a shopping trip. Yeah, he had his lunch at school. He doesn't need BKs.
I know, right?
Yeah, you had a big lunch. You don't need Burger King as well.
Okay.
Whilst we were out, Regina's pink mat that I said I was going to get from Littlewoods finally came. Luckily it was still left on our doorstep. It's a little bit iffy leaving anything anywhere in this building block, but thankfully yeah, I've got the rug and I'm just about to go and see if it's gonna fit her. Well, basically I just want it to lie next to her bed, so we'll see how you do, rug. It's been a few hours since I last updated this vlog. I have taken my makeup off because I'm just about to work out, and as you may or may not know, I can't remember if it was in a previous vlog or the one before that, but I said about how I had been working out with makeup on, and yeah, the mixture of the sweat and the makeup just seeping into my skin was making it really uncomfortable. It was distracting. I had to stop my workout, take my makeup off, and then get back into it. I'm not doing that again. I don't understand how people could possibly work out with makeup on. Oh my golly, no, that is not for me. How do you do it? How do you go to the gym with a full face of makeup? Although, if you're going to the gym with a full face of makeup, maybe you're not there for the right reasons. I don't know. Just a thought, just saying. I mean, I'm not going to the gym, but I am hoping to, you know, get some sweats on. I will see you the other side, you know, post-workout. Today I'm just going to be keeping my shirt on, and I've got my like velvety kind of bootleg flares, whatever you want to call them, on. I've got them on just now because I feel quite cold for some reason, so I'm keeping them on right this second, but I'll probably be whipping stuff off and doing my own head in and then having to jump straight back in. But yeah, I will see you in a little while. I finished the workout. I did the complete hour. Literally just getting into the second half of the hour was a little bit of a struggle. I seem to be having, and I think it's called a lot of lactic acid, where I don't feel great. I feel like I'm going to be sick. I was able to work through it, but it wasn't a nice experience to have at all. But I'm so pleased with myself. I was feeling quite miserable. Yeah, into the second half an hour of my workout, but I'm glad that I pushed through it. No regrets, obviously. You don't ever regret a workout. At least I don't. I can't ever say that I've had one where I've been like, really wish I just hadn't bothered. I'm always super glad that I did. So, yeah. I'm in a good place right now. I have an appointment tomorrow well, it's basically a consultation to see about getting my hair done. I'm really looking to have it more of a cooler blonde colour. I'm gonna see what the hairdresser says before I commit to anything, because yeah, getting your hair done can be quite pricey, and I don't want to have it done and then be disappointed. So maybe she's got some examples, or maybe she can show me some colours of what she thinks would be attainable for my hair. That appointment is at 9:30 tomorrow, so it's not going to be a very long one. It's like, I think it's 15 minutes for the consultation, and I can obviously make the decision whether to make the appointment whilst I'm there. I hope that you have enjoyed this vlog. Let me know what you think, and I will see you again in the next one. Thank you so much for joining me.